the fuck up, because Sweden, once a peaceful, progressive nation, is now a country teetering on the edge of collapse. And if you think the UK isn't heading in the exact same direction, you are deluding yourself. We are just a few years, maybe even months, away from facing the same nightmare. What's remarkable is that the very left-wing activists who championed these policies are now up in arms, just like every other native Swede, because their country is on the brink of disappearing. And it was the decades under the Social Democrats that caused this in the first place. The exact ideology we are seeing here. Native Swedes are now a minority in their own homeland, and they only have themselves to blame. The same people who shouted, clapped and welcomed asylum seekers with open arms are now the ones living in fear. Sound familiar? The UK is heading down the same road, and unless we wake up, we'll be facing the exact same consequences. Because Daily Mail's investigative reporter Sue Reid has just visited Sweden, and her words were chilling. It's a society that is completely and utterly broken. Crime is rampant, citizens have lost hope, and the government has all but admitted they've lost control. No one is safe, no matter what wing of politics they used to support. So how did Sweden actually get here? Simple. Uncontrolled mass migration. In 2015 alone, they took in 163,000 people with little to no plan on how to integrate them, and now the consequences are undeniable. A 14-year-old girl was allegedly assaulted by a migrant. A controversial Iraqi refugee was gunned down in his own home. The Prime Minister himself said, and I quote, "It is obvious that we have no control over the wave of violence." Oh, and I'll just add this in. No, for you dopey lefties, it is not the Swedes who are causing all this. And let's talk about some numbers. In January alone, there were 31 bombings. Yes, bombings. Not petty crime, not burglaries, actual bombings. In some areas, estate agents now advertise homes with the selling point, no bombings in this area. Let that sink in for a second. One explosion last year killed a 20-year-old newly qualified teacher. This isn't a dystopian movie. This is real life in Sweden today. Crime is so bad that people are becoming numb to it. Swedish academic Goran Adamson put it best. The situation is much worse than people seem to realise. Explosions, shootings, stabbings, they are happening so often that some don't even make the news anymore. And we're already seeing that here. This is the new normal, and not surprising, as certain Middle East and African nations are listed as the most dangerous on the planet. Not for the citizens living there, but because of the citizens living there. And it is now here in Europe and the UK that we let in with open arms. The prison system is overwhelmed, and Sweden is now looking at renting out space in foreign prisons because they simply can't cope. Sorry, Sweden, we can't help you there. We lock up people for hurty words here and release actual criminals early to make space for them. In 2023, their courts handed out nearly 200,000 months worth of sentences, a 25% increase from the year before. The country has literally run out of jail cells. And once again, for you dopey lefties, no, it wasn't for the homegrown Swedes. And if you think the UK is safe from this, think again. It's already going on. The same policies, the same lax border controls, the same refusal to integrate communities properly. We are following Sweden's blueprint step by step. Sweden is now one of Europe's deadliest countries for gun crime, with only Albania and Montenegro ranking worse. And we import people from Albania. The southern city of Malmo is now considered more dangerous than Baghdad. Would you like me to repeat that again? More dangerous than Baghdad. But of course, the authorities deny reality. Swedish police say there are no-go zones, yet footage online shows officers literally retreating from violent mobs. Does that sound like a country in control? And let's be clear, the UK is next. We already have mass migration at record levels, crime rising, and a government that refuses to tackle the root causes. Sweden is not an isolated case. It's a warning. And unless Britain wakes up, we'll be seeing no bombings advertised in our housing markets before long. And unfortunately, I'm going to say this, one of you probably listening to this, or someone you know, will likely fall prey to the horror we are inviting into our country. It is only a matter of time before it's completely out of control. And if you want to know the timeline, I did a video on what was going on in Sweden 2 years ago after an independent investigation took place and was documented online. Then Sweden was a bit past where we are now. Start the timer. Clock is ticking, and 2029 will be far too late.